How you guys doing tonight?
Yes.
Y'all got them drinks? Everybody got a beverage?
Yes.
All right.
Tara killed it before.
Yeah, she did.
She did. I tell you what, I've been doing this for 3 years, and I love myself. I love companies that have leaders that are women. Literally, those are my favorite companies.
Yep. Makes it all the more better. So real quick, we are here, Seattle. This is our mission. Eric can talk a little bit more about that.
We are committed to fostering a community that supports diverse and inclusive culture in technology. Basically, it is what it is. Our nonprofit supports diversity for tech and creative companies in this area.
Yeah, we noticed that when we moved here, myself, Eric, our other two co-founders, we're all from the South. So we moved here and kind of gravitated towards each other. Basically, for our love for good food, we rallied around that, right? But then we started to realize, like, wow, we're working in these companies, but we're not really seeing a lot of people that look like us. So there's a lack of representation there, and I think for the products that we're all building and working in, the companies that we're working in day to day, we could do a lot better if we are positioning ourselves to include a lot more groups of people, women especially, African Americans, Latinos, Native Americans, veterans, young folks, old folks, everybody. So let's talk about the thing that happens to a lot of us in the industries that we serve, which is covering. And if you haven't heard of covering, it's hiding a significant part of who you are, just basically in the name of assimilation. So if you take the little anecdote I just told you about us not recognizing a lot of people or not seeing a lot of people that look like us in the companies that we work, you realize, wow, do I find myself not being myself? Do I find myself sort of assimilating, or do I find myself working a little extra to become a cultural fit? Have you ever covered? Have you ever found yourself being in a position? Have you ever been one of these people? Have you ever hid behind the education that you have, or maybe the education that you don't have, or maybe the background that you come from not being the background that is typical of a tech employee or of a Microsoft or a Google employee? So these are all examples of what covering is. And it's just a shame. We work with Google as one of our sponsors, and they always say, bring your whole self to work. And that's something I think is really admirable of them as a company, because they are really asking, for people and their perspectives. And that's the one thing that I really believe is important for us as we continue to do this work in the community and build a community around the advocacy of diversity in tech.
Not only is it something that's really good for culture and all those different things, but it actually works for the bottom line. Studies show, I implore all you guys to look at the McKinsey report, but studies show that with gender diversity, diverse companies outperform non-gender diverse companies by 15%. Ethnically diverse companies outperform non-ethnically diverse companies by 35%. So it actually affects your bottom line to be diverse. It'll help you make better products and better services.
So it's not if you are X, it's not if you are a woman, it's not if you are black, it's not if you are Latino, it's if you support a more diverse industry. If you really believe that we can be the trailblazers that we are in the diversity world as we are in the product world, this is what you want to be a part of. You want to come to here, Seattle. You want to be a part of change. And most importantly, you want to come out on December 17th for our holiday event. Exactly. We know there's a lot going on December 17th, but this is the real thing that's going on because we want everybody to come out, get dressed up. Let's celebrate each other. This time of year, this last month, it's been a crazy month. We don't know how the next couple of years is going to look. However, for one night, we can enjoy each other, because this is a great time of year, and we should celebrate, the things that we're doing in the city of Seattle. Because coming from a small town in Georgia, a lot of the things that I've seen in the 3 years that I've been here would not happen there. So I really appreciate you guys hearing us out. You got some questions?
One last thing, and then we'll get a question. One last thing. So the slide before, it talked about who is here at Seattle for. And I say that because a lot of people see African-American co-founders, and a lot of Caucasians are turned off from that. And we do want to let you guys know, here is about supporting diversity in the culture of diversity across all of Seattle. So we welcome everybody in our doors. A lot of people who are Caucasian come from different other areas. They're a lot more diverse. So we want you guys to be a part of this and want you to be a part of this mission.
So one thing before we go to questions, I realized you guys never told them what Here Seattle is.
Yeah.
So, and Eric, I want you to mention, if I'm wrong, and this is public, so I probably should ask you first, but I believe you told me before you were actually inspired to do Here Seattle from coming to New Tech events, correct?
Well, New Tech, going around
other things
different
too,
events, New Tech, Tech Crawl.
But let them know exactly what Here Seattle is.
Yeah, Here Seattle is a nonprofit 501c3 that is a community built to support the diverse and tech community in the area. We do mentoring programs, professional development, as well as corporate consulting to help the overall ecosystem of Seattle become a lot more diverse. Right. So that's what we do.
And you can check us out on hereseattle.com.
Yeah, simple. Any questions at all?
Free tickets.
Yes.
How do you deal with your sponsors to make sure that when they have diversity, they also deal with diversity and experience and personality? Because I grew up in a place, I'm not seen it, and all of us could be here and be diverse. But if you don't have a high voice, speak quickly, and say like every other word, it's like, okay.
The California drawl.
Yeah, so, I mean.
So the question was, correct me if I'm wrong, like, how do you deal with diversity within the personalities? Because it's not always difficult to get diverse people in the room, but it's sometimes difficult for other voices to be heard because some people are far more soft-spoken than others, and some people say like a lot.
You look from Japan there, you're going to be a valley girl.
Right.
You're going to start covering as soon as you move in.
Right. That's true.
I mean, we talk to our community mainly, but we talk to our sponsors and our companies we work with about allowing people, giving people a platform to be themselves, whether it be by doing internal training, by doing different events, to make people feel really comfortable. The great thing about, I have to say, when it comes to tech and creative, they do a lot of things to kind of take care of people in general. It's just sometimes it's a few tweaks. Sometimes it's just some simple hiring practices, things that they could do to make it a lot better.
So from my perspective, I think that's something that has to start with the senior leadership, and they have to emphasize the importance of every voice in the room. My day job, I spend working at Starbucks for a really intelligent team of folks, and I've sat in meetings where I've seen that soft-spoken individual who may not feel comfortable speaking up in a room, maybe because of their accent or for whatever reason. But having a vice president on my team that is willing to look you in the eye and say, "So what's your opinion?" So those things mean the world to me as a individual who doesn't work with a lot of other people that look like me. And it has to be an effort on everybody's part, but most of all, like when the employees see there's an effort on the part of the senior leadership, then the hope is that sort of behavior trickles down so that everybody feels included. And there's some other case studies I can share with you about that stuff too.
So you mentioned you have mentorship programs.
Yes.
What is the focus of those programs? Is it more for minority tech founders, professional development, personal development, or what's the scope?
So our mentoring, so far what we've done with mentoring has been really about inspiring. When we talk to a lot of companies, they say it's the lack of pipeline. And so we go out and we show kids of color that it's people that look like them in this industry, and we try to inspire them to think about this as a choice in the future. So that's done through a lot of different types of event, whether it be workshops or just a really fun, cool event for a few hours, those type of things. Yeah.
In the past, we've done an event called Mentoring in the Moment at the Garage in Capitol Hill, where we have a number of kids from varied backgrounds and underprivileged kids that come from all parts of Seattle. And we just have a pool tournament, just kind of getting to know them, cozying up with them, joining their team, and trying to beat each other in a game of pool. And it gives us a great opportunity to chat with them and just learn a little bit more about where they want their life to go, and inform them about what are the opportunities that they have, because I think a lot of what kids lack is just the understanding that there are many different types of jobs within the tech industry, so it's possible for them. In the future, in 2017, we do hope to do more professional development events and have more opportunities for professionals of all ages. So if you are interested in doing that and collaborating, please catch up with us.
Great.
So for huge tech companies, it's not very difficult to get the talent, the diverse talent in the door. What is like one concrete piece of advice you give?
It's kind of difficult to get the diverse talent in the door.
It's a little easier for them to get them in the door. The huge challenge is really retaining them, is to keep them on board, to keep them after a couple of years. So what's like one concrete thing a company that may not be as huge as a nice tech company do to retain their diverse employees?
Connect them with Here Seattle. I mean, the truth of the matter is that Here Seattle was started to be on that retention base. I was ready to leave Seattle, and it literally saved my career here. And so for large companies, when you bring somebody from like Atlanta, Virginia, all these different diverse areas, you bring them to our city where it doesn't seem diverse on the outside, they immediately, in a couple of years when their contract's up, they want to go back. So how do you counteract that? You connect them with a community so that they can get all of their needs met outside of it. We know that once you have friends and you have true roots in the area, it's very difficult to leave. So that's our way.
Yeah.
Connect
So
them to Here
that was
Seattle.
one of the primary reasons Microsoft reached out to us in the beginning, was they had a retention problem. They found that they would recruit folks from all over, and they were thinking, we should form some sort of like community-based organization that would be for diverse groups of people. And we were like, hey, hello, we're here. Like, we are here, which is what happens, exactly like that. And so we were literally brought onto that side of Microsoft to help with retention, to encourage people that that are new to town to come out to Here Seattle, to take part and learn about what is going on in Seattle, because a lot of it happened. I don't know about the folks that just moved here or maybe moved here for work specifically, but I moved here like 2 days before I hit the ground running on a project. So there's not a lot of give there and room to get immersed in the city, and then before you know it, you're like, I'm out of here. So we try our best to connect people and to help to create those roots and make Seattle a better place.
Thank you, guys.